Hello everyone. So in this session we will discuss the problem number 17 related to the isometric projection. The question is a cone of base diameter 50 mm and height 40 mm is placed centrally on the top face of a square slab of sides 80 mm and the height is 20 mm. Draw the isometric projection of the combination of solids. Okay, that is the question that they have given. First and foremost thing is we have to identify the number of solids that are present in the given question. Okay, so let us kick off. So the two types number of solids are two, and what are the names of those solids? So one is the cone. The dimensions of the cone, the base diameter is 50 mm and height is 40 mm. So this cone is placed centrally on top face of a square slab. Means, so we are having the square slab first. So on top of the square slab we must have the cone, which means that the base solid is the square slab. So what are the sizes of the square slab? So square slab sizes are 80 mm and the height is 20 mm. Okay, so once after coming to know the types of solids, the cone and the square slab, we must have the rough idea. So how does they look like? So here I have taken this as my square slab. So where you are having the length, width and the depth. The length and width that is equal here, and he has given it as the slab side is 80 mm. And what is the depth of this square slab? That is the height. So that is equals to 20 mm. And the dimensions of the cone. So here the solid name is this. This is the cone. So this is the diagram of a cone that I have considered. So the dimensions of this cone are the base diameter. So diameter is telling because the base shape of the cone is a circle. So hence the diameter is 50 mm. And the height is nothing but the axis length. The height of the cone he has given it as 40 mm. So among these two solids, so which is the base solid, the base object? So the square slab is the base object. So now I have to place this cone on the top face of the square slab. So this is my top face. So I have to place this cone exactly above this face, that is the top face. Okay, on the top face we have to place the cone. So how we have to place? We have to place exactly at the center of this square slab. Centrally he is telling. So hence we need to place the cone exactly at the center of the top face of the square slab. So now if I combine these two solids, so how does they look like in the front as well as from the top? So we have to draw the top and front views. So by combining these two solids, for that what I will do is, so I'll take the XY line. So with respect to the XY line, VP I'll take it above the XY line, HP will take it below the XY line, because we will always follow the first angle of projection. So once after doing that, so we know the width of, first let me complete the front view. So he has given the width of the square slab is how much? 80 mm. So what I'll do, I'll take the scale. So by taking the scale, you choose any one point on the XY line and you draw the 80 mm line. So this is the width. So what is the depth? That is the height of the square slab. So he has given it as 20. So take 20 mm. So with respect to the starting point, so this should be a perpendicular line. So this is the height, exactly at a distance of 20 mm. Okay, and we'll be having the top face of that square slab. So this is the top face. So it looks like a horizontal line in the front view. Okay, that completes the front view of a square slab. The width is how much? 80, and the height is 20 mm. So now I'll draw the top view of this square slab. So if I see this square slab from the top, we can see the length as well as width. Okay, so length is how much? So length and width is same because it is a square. So what I'll do is, I'll take the projections now below. Okay, so there I'll get the width. So I'll consider any 2 points on the two lines. So this will give the width of the square slab. What is the length of the square slab? That is 80 mm. So now with respect to these points, I should take 80 mm on that vertical projection line that you have taken, and you draw a dark line. This is the length of the square slab we are having. So this is the width and this is the length. So this is what we can see from the top, in the top view. Okay, so next I'll do the dimensioning for this. So the size is how much? 80. So this is 80 mm. Okay. So now exactly at the center of this square slab, so I need to identify the center. I am talking about the center, so I need to identify the center. How to identify the center? So you draw two diagonals of the square slab. So we will get the center point of the cross section. So with respect to this center point of cross section, so we are having the cone which is placed on top of this square slab. So cone, if I see it from the top, so it looks like a circle. So I have drawn that circle by making use of this center point of that square. Okay, what is the diameter of the cone? He has given the base diameter of the cone, so he has given it as 50 mm. So hence what I'll do is, so with the help, what I have done here is, so I have taken 25 mm with the help of the compass. Okay, so place your compass exactly at the center point of the cross section, and I have drawn one circle. Okay, so this will give you the top view of a cone. So when you see the cone from the top, it looks like a circle for me. So now what is the size of this cone? So we have to mark the dimension. So take the extension line. So with respect to this extension line, I need to draw a dimension line perpendicular to them and mark the value, that is diameter, how much? 50. The base diameter is 50. So this is about the top view. So how does it look like in the front? So this cone is placed on top of a square slab. So in the front view, it looks like a triangle. So what I'll do is, so I am having this 50 already. So I'll take the projections from this end point, from the circumference of the circle, with the help of the horizontal diameter. I'll take the projections like this. So now, so these lines I have extended to the top face of the square slab. You can observe here I have taken at a distance of 20 with respect to the XY line. So these are the points. Okay. So now what I'll do is, I have got 50 mm diameter. If I extend that, so I'll get the 50 mm distance. That is the base of the cone that I'll get. So this is the base of a cone. So now I need to mark the center point. I am having the midpoint already. So you take the projections with the help of that midpoint. You take the projection line. So now on this projection line, so on this vertical line, so I have to take the height of a cone. What is the height of a cone? How much he has given? 40 mm. So from where we need to take? From the base of a cone. From this base of a cone, I need to take the height as 40. You mark one point here. Okay. So with respect to that point, you draw two generators. So it looks like a triangle. The cone looks like a triangle for me in the front view. Okay. So next what we need to do is, so I need to mark the height of the cone. So how much? So I have taken the extension line already, and now I'll mark the 40 on this dimension line. So this is the front and top views. This is your front view, so it falls in VP, and this is your top view of the combination of solids. It falls on HP. So now the next step is we will draw its isometric views. Okay, so in order to draw the isometric views are drawn with the true scales, so actual scales. So if I'm having 80, so I should take the same 80 mm with the help of the compass, and I need to construct. So if the drawings are made with the help of true scale, so we call such kind of drawings as isometric drawings, that we'll get it in the 3D. So let me do that. So first let me take the baseline first. So I have considered one line, so rough line. That line is horizontal line. So with respect to this horizontal line, so what I need to do is, I need to take 30 degrees with respect to this. Okay, I will mark one 30-degree point here and one more 30-degree point I have marked. Okay, so why I am taking 30 degrees is because we are doing the isometric projections. Isometric projections means we have to incline the lines equally. So with respect to one point, so we have to incline the lines equally. So equally means at one point it will be having 360 degrees. So equally means divided by 3, because solids are 3-dimensional objects. So total angle we will get it as 120 degrees in between two lines. Okay, so in order to obtain 120 degrees between two lines, I should take 30 degrees on the either sides with respect to the baseline what I have considered. So now I will draw a line, so thin line I'll extend. So I'll draw this 30-degree line first. Okay, so on this 30-degree line, so what I need to do is I need to take the base size of the square slab, that is the length as well as the width. So what is the length and width of the square slab that they have given in the question? So that was 80 mm. Okay, so now what I'll do is, so with the help of the scale, so you place your scale at the starting point and you take the distance as 80 mm. So this you can do, otherwise, so with the help of the compass you measure 80 mm, you take 80 mm. See here, we are not reducing the scale, so we are drawing it to the actual size. So place your compass, one leg of your compass at the starting point and you cut an arc. So we will get one point here. So this is one corner of the base square slab. So this is first corner, this is second corner, so this is the third corner. So I should take 80 mm on either sides, so I'll get this point. Okay, so now next, in order to obtain the fourth corner, so I have taken 80 mm already. So with the same dimension, so I place your one leg of the compass at this corner 2 and you cut the arc. Okay, so with the same distance you take your one more leg of this compass at the other corner 3 and you cut the arc. So where these two arcs will intersect, so that will give you the fourth corner. So now I have got all the four corners of the base of the square slab. You join them with the help of thin lines. So everything you need to do it with thin lines. So join this fourth edge. So now I have got the base of the square slab. So next what we need to do, we need to take the depth or the height of the square slab. How much is the height that they have given in the question? So they have given the height as 20 mm. Okay, let me take that first. From each corner I need to extend 20 mm line. So this is one line. So this is the second line. I should take 20 mm distance. So I have marked the point to distance of 20 mm. So from this fourth corner I'll take the topmost corner. So all these base corners, the first figure I call the naming as 1. So to all the four corners I'll give the naming as 1. So to this top corners I'll give the naming as 2. So that will make my work easier. So now you join all the four corners 2 of this top face of the square slab with the help of thin lines. Okay, next you join this 2 to 2. So in order to obtain the top face of the square slab. Okay, now I have got the square slab. So here how much I have taken? So I have taken this as 80 and the height is 20 mm. So all four sides are same. So now on this top face of the square slab, so we need to place the cone. Okay, so we are having the size of the square slab is how much? 80. So now on top of this, so we have to consider only the points 2. So because that is the top face of the square slab, on this top face we need to place a cone of base diameter. How much? Base diameter he has given it as 50. So right now, so I'll use the box method here. So I'm having the total distance as 80 and so on this top face I need to draw the base diameter. So diameter means, so the base diameter means, so the shape will be the circle. So in the isometric view, the circle looks like an ellipse. It means that, so we have to construct an ellipse of size 50. So in order to construct an ellipse of size 50, so we have to construct a box. Okay, that is the rhombus of size 50 mm. Okay, so how to convert this 80 to 50? Right now I am having 80 mm here. I need to convert this 80 mm to 50 mm. And we have to place the solid exactly at the center. Okay, so what I'll do is, so I'll take, I'm having 80 mm right now and I need 50 mm. So how much will be extra? So I'll take the difference of those two, 80 minus 50, I'll get it as 30. So this 30 mm is extra. So the extra value what you will get, so that you divide it on either sides so that you can place the solid exactly at the center. So if you divide that, so I'll get this as 15. So what I'll do is, I'm having this 80 mm. So we have to consider this top face of the square slab, that is the namings that I have done with 2, and I have to mark the corners by leaving 50 mm. So this is one point that I'll get, so on this line. So I mark this. So next, with respect to this other side, again you take 15 mm. So 10 and 15. From this corner, so you take 15 mm. So likewise, if consider the third edge of the top face of the square slab and you leave 15. So from here you take 15 again, so you'll get the edges. So now if I join these corners, so with the help of same 30 degree lines, so whenever I say join the lines, you need to take the same 30 degree lines. So better you take the roller scale, so parallel to this edge, so that is 30 degree line that I have taken. So you roll this and you draw a thin parallel line here like this. So this is the line that you'll get. That is, this 15 was extra that I have left it. So next, similarly, you roll the scale, so and you'll get the points here, that is 15 mm. These are the two edges that I'll get. So in this manner, so we need to obtain 4 edges. Okay, so now here I have not taken this 15 mm. I have to mark those points. So total is 80. So 15, and if I leave 15 here, so in between I'll get 50. So that is what I need. So now you join these two corners, so with the help of a thin lines. Okay, so this all the drawing, what are the drawing that I am doing? So I am doing it with the actual size of the scale. So if it says isometric projection, we have to convert that. Okay, so now I'll get the intersection point of these 4 lines. So this I call it as 3. So this is 3. So this is 3. So if I measure this, so 3 box, so I'll get 1 box here. So if I measure this 3 box, so the size of that box will be equals to 50 mm. So I'll get it as 50. So now in this 50 size box, we need to construct an ellipse. So we know the procedure to draw the ellipse. Okay, so how to do that? First and foremost thing is, so we need to draw the diagonal. So you draw the horizontal diagonal first. Okay, once after drawing the horizontal diagonal, so you must concentrate only on this 3 box. Okay, so now you take the midpoint of the 2 sides. So that is, here I'll get the midpoint, the total length is 50 mm. The midpoint means 2.5. So similarly to the other opposite side, so I should take the midpoint. So the midpoint I'll get it as 25. So I have got 2 corners. Okay, so now I need to draw the bisectors or medians. So with respect to this point 3, so from the starting point, so you draw 2 bisectors like this. Like this. Okay, so once after drawing these lines, so what we need to do is, we need to cut an arcs, because so we have to use 4 center method. So take the dimensions, so place your compass at the starting reference point and you take the distance to this, to the opposite side midpoint. So with respect to that dimension, so we need to cut an arc, so it will intersect to the opposite side. So with the same dimension, you change your position to the opposite corner and you try to cut an arc like this. Okay, it will intersect. This is the approximate method, that is 4 center method. So now in order to obtain the minor arcs, so place your position of the compass here. So take this distance to the midpoint and you cut the minor arc. So this is what we will get. Okay, so now with the same dimension, you place the needle leg of the compass here. You take the distance, same distance, and you cut the arc. You cut it carefully. Like this. Okay, so that should touch to this midpoint. So now I have drawn the base of the ellipse. Okay, so where is the midpoint? So how to obtain the midpoint of this box 3? You draw one more diagonal, that is the vertical diagonal. If you draw the vertical diagonal, you will get the center point here. So once after obtaining the center point, with respect to this center point, we will get the axis of the cone. So what is the height of the cone that they have given in the question? The height of cone is 40 mm. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll take the line, so I'll take the distance of 40 mm. So on this vertical line, I'll draw a thin line, that is an imaginary line. If I measure 40, so it will coincide to this corner. So which is this corner? So the top face of a square slab. So that is the corner that will get. So that point will be your apex of a cone, right? So once after obtaining the apex, so we can join the generators. Draw the tangent lines. So with respect to the ellipse and that apex point. So you draw the tangents. So this is what you will get. Okay, from this point you draw a tangent here like this. Okay, so now this is the isometric view of the combination of solids. So if I need the isometric projection of this, so what I need to do is, so I have considered everything with the actual scale. So if it is 80 means I have taken 80 mm. So this is the true scale. So if I can measure the values, so this is exact values as we are having in the scale. So that should be inclined to an angle of 45 degrees. So if I consider the iso scale, so I have taken 30 degrees here. So that I need to mark, so that I have forgot. So this is 30 degree line. So with respect to this 30 degree line, so I'll take one 30 degree line. I have taken it. So now what I should do, so I have dropped these corners, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 exactly downwards. So if I measure the distance on this 45 degree line, so with respect to the starting point to 1 and the distance with respect to this point, so we will get the 1 mm line. So it looks like 1 centimeter line, 1 centimeter line looks like an 8 mm line. So approximately 8 mm line, 8.2 we will get. Okay, so this is the conversion factor from actual scale to iso scale. So we are having the conversion factor as 0.8164. So this actual shape will get it with the actual length. So that is the full scale. So if I need to draw the isometric projection of this, so I need to convert each and every distance. So if I consider 80, so I should take the iso 80 with the help of this. So I need to convert, I should measure 80 here, and we need to construct the figure. Okay, so if you are doing it in the white paper, so for each and every step we have to convert the actual scale to iso scale by using this conversion factor. So that is 0.8164. So if we are doing it in the isometric sheet, so that is readily available. So in the exams we are going to provide you the isometric sheet. So there your work will be easier because already you will be having the converted sheet. Okay, so now let me show how to do this problem in the isometric sheet. So what is the difference between this isometric view and the isometric projection is, isometric view we are drawing it with the actual scale, and isometric projection we are drawing it with the help of the iso scale, that is the reduced scale. Okay, so what is the conversion factor? The reduced factor is 0.8164. It means that, so if I consider the object is 100 mm, okay, that is the actual scale. So in the isometric scale we will get it as approximately 82%, that is 81.64. so I'll approximate it to 82%. So that is what we will get. Okay, so now let me show you the isometric projection. So I have taken the isometric sheet. So with respect to this isometric sheet, I have taken the reference line. So it is very easy here. So how to do this problem in the isometric sheet means, first and foremost thing, we know that the base is the square. So with respect to the starting point, with this as the base of the square slab, I need to count the number of boxes. So how to count the boxes? So from here to here it is 1. So how many boxes? What is the base length of the square slab? So that is width and length is 8 mm. So you count 8 boxes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to count along this 30 degree line. So this is 1. I call this as 1, this as 1. So likewise, you take 8 boxes towards your left side. So I have got the point 1 here. So again from this point, we need to count the 8 boxes. So parallel to this first edge. So always we have to take the isometric lines. These are the iso lines. So from here, if I measure 8 boxes, I'll get the point here. So this is point 1. So I need to join all these 4 edges with the help of thin lines. Okay. So you join them with the help of thin lines like this. So this is the base of the square slab that I have got. So once after obtaining the base, we know the height of the square slab is how much? So 20 mm. So from this corner 1 1, so you take the projection above 2 boxes. So this is 2. So from this corner I have taken 2 box. So from here I have taken 2 box. From here I have taken 2 box. So this will give you the top face of the square slab. So you join them with the help of thin lines. So this is what you will get. So I have got the base of the square slab as well as the top face of the square slab. Once after obtaining that, so you join these vertical edges. So now on this top face, so we need to place the cone of base diameter how much? 50 mm. So right now we are having 80. So I need to convert it to 50. So how to convert? We should take the difference. So I'll get it as 30. So as we have done in the isometric view. So divided by 2, I'll divide it on either sides. I'll get 15. 15 means 1.5 box. So you have to consider this line. So we have to leave 1.5 boxes. I have marked the point. So likewise, we need to mark with respect to all the corners. Okay, like this. So now you draw the lines parallel to your isometric lines what you are having in the sheet. So you join them. So this is the second line. So whatever the lines that you draw, that lines should be parallel to your isometric lines what you are having in the iso sheet. So this is the iso sheet. So it is a reduced scale here. We will use the reduced scale. So this is what we will get. So the intersection point, so where these 4 lines will intersect, so you'll get the corner 3 there. Okay, so this is 3 and this is 3 and this point will be 3. So now if I measure this 3 box, it will be equals to 50 mm. So in this 50 mm, we need to draw the base of a cone. So base of a cone, it is a circle. In the isometric view, the circle looks like an ellipse. So first what you will do is, the procedure is you draw the horizontal line. So after drawing the horizontal line, so with respect to this edge, so the total length is 50 mm. So you obtain the midpoint. So midpoint means, so after obtaining the midpoint, you draw a line from this base corner 3 to the midpoint of the opposite side. So in the same way, I should take the midpoint in the other side, other opposite side, and I will draw a line like this. Once after obtaining that, so what we will do is, we will take the distance from this point 3, starting point 3 to this opposite side midpoint, and if cut an arc. So this is the arc, major arc of the ellipse. So the isometric view of a circle looks like an ellipse. So hence we are drawing the ellipse here. So this is the another major arc that we will get. Okay. So now I will cut the minor arcs in order to complete the ellipse. So place your leg of the compass at the intersection of diagonal and that median what we have considered, and you take the distance to the midpoint and you draw the arc, minor arc. So with respect to the other side, so with the same dimension you cut an arc. So now we will get the base of a cone. I have got the base of a cone here. Okay. So now after obtaining this base of a cone, so I am having the center point of the cone here. So if I join the vertical diagonal also, we will get that center point. So this is the center point of a cone. From this center point, we need to take the height of a cone. Height of a cone is how much? So he has given it as 40 mm. So now, so with this point, I need to measure 4 boxes, not 40 mm. So we have to count boxes here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I count 4 boxes, I'll get it exactly at this point. So this is the apex point, apex of a cone. So now I need to join the generators from the apex to the base of a cone, that is ellipse. So we need to draw the tangent lines. So this is the another tangent that we will get. Okay, so now this is the isometric view. This completes the cone part and the completion of your entire isometric view. So what is the difference, the isometric projection here? The basic difference between isometric view and isometric projection is, so this is drawn with actual size, so with the help of the normal scale. So this has been drawn with the help of the iso scale. So already this box, one box will be equals to 8 mm, so not 10 mm. Okay, so if you take the normal grid sheet, one box will be equals to 10 mm. So the size will get reduced. To what percentage it will get reduced? It will reduce it to, so approximately, so 82%. Okay, now I'll show the lines, the visible lines, so which you need to make it as dark lines. So first I need to come from the top. So this complete portion of the cone is visible, so that should be drawn as dark line, and the front portion of the cone is also visible to you, that should be made as dark line. So till the tangent point, from the tangent again, so you use the scale for this. So this is the visible portion. Okay, so now the square slab. So square slab, the top face of the square slab is completely visible because the apex of a cone is touching to the square slab. So now I'll draw this basis, the top face of the square slab. So this should be drawn with thick continuous line. So this is visible, and the other edge is also visible to you. Okay, and this vertical edges, 3 edges are visible, and the 4th edge, that is also visible here. So this is the isometric projection. So in exam you are going to use this method. So if I measure this, so with the help of the scale, you can observe, so it will not be equals to 20, so it will be lesser than that. So that is, so 0.8164 times that of the actual scale. So the conversion factor is 1 unit is equals to 0.8164 mm. Okay, that is the conversion factor we have to do. So you should represent the angle, so that is 30 degrees here. Okay, and so what are the lengths that we have taken? So these are the ISO lengths. So this is ISO 20. So this is your ISO 80. So take the extension lines. So this is